think we're willing to take questions. Go ahead.
Are you worried about repercussions from the feds as far as funding, state funding, anything like that? And if you had the chance to speak directly to the president, what would you say about your executive order?
So a couple of things. Number one, the first thing, my priority as governor is to make sure that Oregonians know that this is a welcoming state, an inclusive state, and under my leadership we will keep it that way. I am certainly going to follow federal and state law. I think that doesn't put state resources at risk at this point in time. In terms of the president, what I would say to him is that we must move together as a country. We are a country founded on immigrants. We are a land of indigenous people, and we must unite in order to move the country forward.
Governor, the president, though, has made it clear that there will be repercussions with federal funding to cities and states that follow sanctuary status.
So, as I said, I am going to be following federal law and state law, and at this point in time, that doesn't put state resources at risk.
But are you willing to lose that money if necessary?
I am willing to do what's right to make sure that we protect Oregonians, we protect our culture, and we protect our economy.
Does that include giving up that money?
I am willing to do what I need to do to protect Oregonians, to protect our culture, protect our economy. We are a state of immigrants. We have a strong community of indigenous people. We want to be a state where people can thrive, and under my leadership, we will continue to be.
Governor, on the question of state agencies, have you heard any reports about state agencies being asked to request federal immigration, or is this a preventative measure primarily?
Not at this time. I met with our Chief Operating Officer, Katie Koba, yesterday to walk through the order to make sure that all of our state agencies understand the implications of the order.
What are your concerns there specifically? What agencies?
I just want to make sure that all of our agencies understand that folks will not be targeted based on their immigration status.
Governor, in terms of temporary assistance for needy families, isn't that based on the status? So how are these agencies supposed to not discriminate based on that?
So I want to make sure that folks are following state law and federal law, and we will continue to do that. Under my executive order, state agencies and their employees cannot target people specifically because of their immigration status.
Governor, as part of that, does that mean that in employment, although there is a hiring freeze, but some people will still be employed, does that mean that you will check citizenship status, which has been required, the ability to work in the U.S.?
We are continuing to follow state and federal laws.
Governor, I wanted to ask this when Judge Waller was still here, but she stepped out. Are you saying that, or was she saying that ICE agents have come into the Multnomah County Courthouse in secret and targeted people?
Well, you will need to talk directly with Judge Waller about that, and we can get you her contact information. So,
Governor, I appreciate your diplomatic responses, but I'm concerned that without more amplification, there will be misinformation or misunderstanding, just as there have been with the Trump executive orders. So in practical matters, what will this mean for state agencies going forward?
Great question.
Your executive order.
So right now, under current law, and this has been long-standing Oregon law, our state law enforcement agencies cannot treat people who are not here legally as criminals. And that will remain true for those law enforcement agencies. We are adding that for all of our agencies as well. So current state and federal law will apply as well, but folks cannot be singled out or treated differently because of their immigration status.
Is that happening currently with state? Like, what is your order going to change?
We are wanting to make sure that that will not happen in future circumstances, and it's not happening today.
Governor, are you going to step in on that case involving the child that needs the medical treatment?
We are certainly in touch with our federal delegation at this point in time about that particular situation. I'm very concerned. I find it deplorable that an infant who was supposed to come to Oregon to receive much-needed life-saving care was not able to access that care at Oregon Health Sciences University.
Can you give details on what type of care?
That's all the information that I have. We'll certainly try and get that for you.
Governor, did you talk with legislative leaders, both Republicans and Democrats, about what you were planning to do, and if so, what was their response?
We did inform them that we were assigning this executive order, yes.
Does that mean...
I did not have any further conversation with them about that. So, Dick, just to go back to your question, in terms of the executive order, it does multiple things. It sets a policy direction for our state workers that they need to perform their everyday duties in compliance with state and federal law, but I want them to be make sure that they are in providing a welcoming attitude towards immigrants and refugees in the state. Secondly, as I've been saying multiple times, it requires that our state agency workers not discriminate on the basis of immigrant status. As I mentioned, it broadens the appliance of the 30-year-old law. And then fourth, I think this would respond to a couple of the questions about is it retroactive or proactive, preventative. We are hearing rumors of the fact that the federal government may consider creating a Muslim registry. This would forbid our state agencies and our state agency workers from participating in that, making it very clear.
Time for just a couple more questions, guys.
And to clarify then, this preserves the status quo in what Oregon does.
Yes.
And what ICE is doing is apprehending people on civil detainers. So I presume that Oregon law enforcement is allowed to arrest an undocumented person on criminal charges if that were to occur.
Correct.
Just that ICE operates on civil detainers in this.
That is correct. So our law enforcement, we expect them to go about their duties and enforce Oregon law, right? This would prohibit, the statute prohibits law enforcement officials from specifically targeting someone based on their immigrant status.
Well, what would you say to state employees who might feel at some tension between following your executive order and following a presidential executive order?
Well, first of all, I think what's most important for Oregonians to realize, for me as governor of the state, that I want to set a very important tone and tenor about this state. Oregonians value inclusivity and diversity, and we want to make sure that state policy reflects the values of Oregonians. So that's what this does. Secondly, I want to make sure that we understand in our work, in our day-to-day lives, that we're following state and federal law. This executive order comports with that.
Governor, will there be increased disciplinary action towards any state employee who was found to be engaging in misbehavior towards a non-documented person?
Those are personnel issues that will be treated like any other HR personnel issue. Thank you all very much.